Welcome everybody to the Terrain Studio. I'm your host, Shawn Morris. Today on the Terrain Studio, I just got a quick update. I am still working on the tiles. I just have a few pieces of tape to peel off on a few, and then I have all the flat tiles ready to go. Tonight I just wanted to share a bit of info. I was mentioning yesterday in the Vblog that I had decided to venture into X-Wing. So I just want to confirm with you guys that I did in fact, I have two, I'll pick them up on Friday actually, they're at the store. 2 starter sets, so that's going to be 4 TIE Fighters and 2 X-Wings. And then of course all the templates and cards and things like that, so 2 full sets. Then I ordered 2 of the Y-Wing expansions, 2 of the TIE Fighter Advance, 2 of the 2 additional X-Wings, and 2 additional TIE Fighters. So I'll have 6 TIE Fighters plus 2 TIE Fighter Advances, 2 Y-Wings, and 4 X-Wings. So should have lots to get me started. I also pre-ordered the Slave 1, and I also pre-ordered Millennium Falcon. So that's what's going on with that. Let's see, what else was I doing? I was doing a little spray paint art tonight. That's up on, if you have me on Facebook, you can see that on my profile. And I'll probably put that up on Twitter later on as well. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I just got a comment like literally 5 minutes ago. Generally do the videos fairly late, it's 8 o'clock here. But somebody was asking me, first they commented that they enjoyed the videos, that's great. Secondly, they asked about Panzerlehr and some advice on it. I'm not really sure what advice in particular you're looking for, so maybe I'll just talk about some things that I would recommend bringing in the list. Certainly, I would recommend, there's 2 schools of thought. I don't necessarily go with 2 full-strength Lehr platoons. I think largely because 20 stands is a lot, and you get a pretty good price break by going with the half strength or the 2/3 strength platoon. So what I usually run is I run an HQ, of course, and I bring 1 of the HQ Panzerschrecks. I bring a full strength Lehr, so that's 10 stands, and I put a Panzerfaust in the HQ or the platoon commander to give me 4 anti-tank weapons in there. In the second platoon that I run with the 7 stands, I still upgrade the command team to a Panzerfaust, so you have 2 Schreks and the Panzerfaust. But what I then do is, because it's only 7 teams, I then put my HQ Schrek into this short platoon, making it 8. So I still have to lose 5 teams before I'm testing the platoon, whereas a full strength platoon I'm losing 6 before I test. So although it's 2 less teams, it's really only 1 additional team that you have to lose before you're testing. So it's got a pseudo strength there. It also saves you about 95 points. So you pay 35, I think, for your HQ Schrek, but you end up saving 95 in the platoon. So the cost is there. In the HQ, I usually run the 2IC with 2IC or the command team. It doesn't, the 1IC, it doesn't matter who you give the Panzerfaust to. I just don't usually do 2. Then it comes down to the support options. A no-brainer, I think, for the list is to take the Nebelwerfers at 105 points. So 3 Nebelwerfers, definitely pay the 5 points to give them the transports. Reason being is they're typically your only unit that you might take that does not have transports. So if you get a mission where you have to defend and you have mobile reserves, you don't want to have to be forced to start with the Nebs. If you don't take the transports, that has to be one of the platoons you start with, and then you really just get screwed over in the mission. So definitely pay the 5 points to get the transports. Even if you don't put them on the table, pay the 5 points so you have them. I recommend taking some anti-tank. I know your infantry are a really big anti-tank unit, but I recommend some long-range AT. My particular favorite is the Panthers. I sometimes run them in 4s, but I've had pretty good success running them in 3s. So I take 3 Panther A's. That's going to cost you 560 points. I back my Panthers up with 4 Jagdpanzer 4s. So they're effectively a Stug. So you got the extra front armor. You do lose the turret, and you lose the ability to shoot the 2 machine guns. But I find that they're a really good backup force to assault with. You certainly could run Panzer IVs in there as well. You're just going to sacrifice a little bit of frontal armor. So I've found that the extra front armor has been a benefit over the extra machine gun, just simply because I have so many half-tracks in the unit. I'm bristling with MGs anyways. So I find they're a really nice support unit. They can hold a flank, and they can also protect the flanks of your Panthers on the advance. And then the 6th platoon, so if you're keeping track, it was 2 platoons of infantry, 1 Nebelwerfer, 1 Panther, 1 Jagdpanzer IV, and the 6th unit that I usually take is a Recce. Now, depending on what you have in terms of points, how many Jagdpanzers you take, you typically only have about 115 points left, which is precisely how much the half-track Recce unit costs. I believe that is a 251 half-track, or a 250, I'm not sure. I think it's a 250 to be honest. And then you get 2 2-centimeter half-tracks. I'm not sure what the number on that one is. I'd have to check. I'm not sure if it's a 222. I'm not sure. It's the one with the 2-centimeter flat gun, so it's rate of fire 3, I believe, anti-tank 5, but they do have self-defense AA, so you do get a little integrated AA with them, but Recce is almost mandatory, especially for springing the ambushes. I typically screen my Panthers with them just to prevent any sort of ambushes or things like that. And also once they're in close, of course, you can be using the 3 teams to lift on the ground. So the Pumas are a nice option, but I just find that with the gun, players have a tendency to want to shoot the gun because it is AT9 and it can be effective, but then you're losing the ability to disengage, you're losing the ability to lift on the ground and those sort of things. So it's a little bit of a balance. If I was going to suggest some tactics for the Lear, I would say run your full strength platoon backed closely by your understrength platoon. I would string in the Jagdpanzer IVs in between those 2 units, so you have that 1-2 punch. And if you happen to fall back and somebody counters assaults, you do have that other platoon close enough to either lend defensive fire or jump back in the next round of assaulting. You can run your Panthers down a flank. If you do that, make sure your Recce's with them to at least prevent ambushes. And if you can get your Panthers in an advantageous position where they're really able to swing in towards the middle, it will keep your opponent guessing and maybe flush them out towards your infantry. Really, the infantry is the bulk of the list. The Panthers are there for scare factor and to draw fire. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to do most of your killing of tanks with your infantry. And if your opponent is silly enough to assault you with tanks, well, you might as well shake hands and get prepared for the next game, because you're going to be most likely coming out on the winning end of that tank assault. So hopefully that'll help you out. If there's anything specific that was just a kind of a gloss over, I can certainly answer any questions. Lear are my bread and butter list, and they're probably the list I've had the most success with. So there we go, folks. That's all the tiles I needed prepped up. There we go for this one, in terms of the generic ones. So stay tuned, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this vlog today, and I'll look for you guys in the next video. Cheers. Thanks for watching.